YouTube, and welcome to another episode of Chris Glides. Today I'm going to be taking apart the Harley-Davidson Road Glide CVO, the new 2023, and I'm going to be installing the guard to protect the saddlebags. And just in case the bike tips over and lands on the side, I want to be able to protect those saddlebags because I can imagine how expensive they are. But not just that, but anytime you get a new item, if something happens to it, you'll be waiting a long time before you can get another part in. So I'm gonna show you a few steps. It's not gonna be a complete how-to video, but just hang out. If nothing else, just watch just to kind of see what it looks like with the bags and the side fairings and the seat off. All right, so really quick, I've already gone ahead and taken off the side covers, the saddlebags, which is the same way you remove it as the other editions, just unbolt the inside screws there. They're the same type. And this one plug controls the locks and everything on the bike, on the speakers and the locks and things like that. And so what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be removing this bolt here and this bolt here and loosening up the muffler bracket so that I can go ahead and replace this bar with the other bar. And I'll show you the mechanics of that. But really quick, this is how it looks with the side covers off. As you can see there in the middle, what's different is the ECU is not up there. These are two plugs for either the heated seat or your heated gear, I believe. And step around to the other side, and you still have the knob here that's changed in location. And also really quick, if you watch Riding and Wrenching, he talks about how you could change your suspension. There's a tool that you want to use to turn this in the directions that it talks about in the owner's manual. And then see where that tab is there. When I watched this episode, he mentioned his height and weight, and he easily turned that with his finger, and it'll let you calculate how many turns it needs to be. I wish that this bike had the electronic suspension that you can just dial into, but that would have probably made the bike a lot more expensive. So, all right, so here's where the ECU is located at now on the side, which is pretty different. It's a big space saving. And this red plug is where you normally would plug in to get your diagnostic checks, or if you're gonna order one of the tuners, this is the plug that you'll use right here to go ahead and do that. So it's just plugged into like a little stud right there, and that's where you would put your the new Bluetooth tuner, and that's also where you would do your diagnostic, or you would plug the cable in to go ahead and tune your bike. And this looks like a different size. I'm wondering if this is the new fuse or the fuse that you would unplug if you're going to do any electrical work to your bike. That's why I should be reading the owner's manual, right? All right, so back to the installation. What we have here in the box, I'll show you the part number first, because this right here is the old one that I removed from my Road Glide Limited, and I wanted to see if they were the same part before I spent $349. And this is the part number right here, 9020508. That's the new part for the CVO. What they were saying was that this bar is shaped different now so that it can fit the new bags. But I'm gonna see, because if I could take it back, then that works for me. So, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and pause the video and get on with it. So very easy though. These are the new parts down here. It's the bar that holds the saddlebags, and it is the bar that protects the bags. It comes with these bolts and nuts, and it comes with an easy set of instructions with a cover page that shows you all the parts contents. This job is a 2-wrench job, and it talks about safety glasses. I always tell people, make sure you remove your jewelry, put it in a nice place that you're gonna remember where it's at, and that way you're not scratching up your new bike. And so here's the parts diagram. Nothing complicated at all, very easy to do. And the right tools make a world of difference, okay? All right, so I'm gonna pause right now. One of the things that I have is this universal tool set here, but I have all kinds of other tools, like every tool known to man almost. And this type of kit here pretty much gives you all your essentials, but Harley likes to use some types of bolts and stuff or sockets that don't normally come in sets like this, but this is a good starter kit right here, all right? So I'm gonna go ahead and pause. All right, let me give you a first look at this. In my hand is the part for the new CVO. And you could easily see, I'm gonna try and switch hands with my phone. All right, so you can easily see the difference. When I put it down, you don't see it right away, right there, okay? But see how the difference is right there in the center of the screen? That bows out just a little bit, but everything will match up. But this goes up a little higher and bows out. So it is no returning for this part. No returning. So I could have saved myself 350 bucks, but not to today. All right, guys, I'm gonna pause it again, and I'm gonna go ahead and put these parts together the same way. All it is the bottom bar and this top one. One bolt and nut to secure this piece together, and then you remove that and put it on the motorcycle. Okay, so I've already assembled the throttle side of the bike for the bar, and all I did was basically insert that into this piece right here, just like that. There's a hole on top. You line the hole up with the hole inside the pole, and then you're gonna grab this bolt, this nut. As you can see, it's got the nylon inside, and I have a number 11 socket. See number 11 right there? That's gonna be for that nut. And for this bolt, I have I think it's a 3/16, all right? And so, there you go. Drop that in the hole and secure it right there. Okay, so for the visual learners, what I did was I dropped that bolt in through. So if the part was on the bike this way and I'm on the clutch side of the bike, of course your bags are gonna be on this pole and this is gonna connect to your mufflers. But anyway, you drop that through the hole and use your two tools together. All right, and wow, I need a cameraman, right? Put this here, put the one on the other side, and then tighten. Just like that, and then tighten accordingly. All right, so I know someone will ask. So yes, when you purchase this part, it will have in the notes on the back of the final page, which is page 404, it will talk about the torque specs, the foot-pounds, or the Newton meters. So it breaks it down in both for you so you don't have to calculate. And there's some other notes about the model there. So that tells you something to follow. All right, so I'm gonna get going and go ahead and remove the parts off now and keep it moving. I'm gonna keep going from there. All right, so the first thing I'm doing per the instructions is I'm removing these screws right here and retaining them. They have they were removed with the 1/2-inch socket with the washers and lock washers, and that is gonna be step 1A. And so now everything else is ready to remove. It tells you to make sure that for this model, the bolt on this side is gonna tighten from here, and the bolt on this side is gonna tighten from there. And you have all the remaining hardware right on this side here that you're gonna use. And so make sure you don't kick and trip that stuff. Just save it. So the next thing I'm gonna do is remove these on the back. And on the back here, it's got a 1/2-inch nut. And on the front, it is gonna be a T40. Making sure that lines up in there. It's nice and good and snug. So you wanna cover up your pipe with something so it doesn't get banged up. In my case, I'm gonna be replacing these anyway, but this part of the bag, you won't be able to see because of the saddlebags will be on there, okay? So never fear. Okay, so next, this is how I'm looking right here. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm using a T45 on this side to remove this one. And on the other side, what do I have? This is a number 14 on this side, okay? All right, so this is the last bolt on this side. And for this side, I'm using a 9/16. I was actually able to just hold this with my hand and loosen it up with this number 14 again. And so it's coming off. All right, so that's the nut that came off the back of here. And so what I'm doing is I'm holding this in so this pipe doesn't fall and, you know, hit the exhaust. You know, like I said, you should cover yours up, but this could hit that part of the exhaust that I don't want to hit. And so by holding this there, you're holding it in place. So I'm gonna put the phone down. I'm gonna then hold the bar and then pull this bolt all the way off, and then it should just come right off. Okay, so that bolt is there. The bolt has a washer on it. I have my hand here, and then I'm just gonna remove it off just like that. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. All right, so what we want to do is we're going to be removing this piece and putting it inside the part over here. So I'm going to just slide over here and go ahead and switch that out. So this is going to be that side. This is going to go right in here. All right, but I can get to that later. That's easy. I'm just lining it up. So I'm lining it up here in the back. All right, so as you can see, lines up right there. It's gonna go right there. So you're gonna mount all this up and the same way it came off, and you'll be done. Right. I do wanna show you something real quick about removing this. So some factors are, you kinda still want, see how this bracket is slidden into this rubber piece right here? I don't wanna change the length of that because then it's just gonna make it a little bit weird when I try and mount it up to the muffler. Maybe, maybe not, but anyway, but to remove it, see that tab right there? It's only gonna go out that direction, the direction I'm sliding the phone to. So if you try and push it out the other way, then it's gotta clear that tab. If you push it down right here, then it's gonna slide further down into the rubber, which it doesn't really matter. I mean, you can still line it up. All right, so that's out just like that. And then you put it in the same way, because that will, it's like a stopper, okay? Okay, so when sliding it back in, this is the direction of where the bike's going, and that tab will be up. These lips will be the lips of this, like this way and this way, they're gonna be up. Best thing about it is if you record, you can rewind or play back and see which direction it goes, because I wouldn't remember. All right, guys, so one thing to remember is the way you take something off isn't always the order that it goes back on. And I'm not gonna go against the instructions. So I'll line this up, okay? And the instructions are telling me to start from back here first, okay? So do that. So in order, the first steps that we actually did to install was I, removed those from right there, and then I went here, but it's telling me to go ahead and put that in first, according to the install instructions right there. All right, so one of the things I did first was I went on and just loosely fit all the bolts and saw everything lining up fine. So I didn't follow the order and the directions, and it wasn't a big deal. But I think the reason why they want you to put on this bolt first is because this one to me was the hardest to get off. I mean, it's not that it wasn't hard, but it was like, a tight, kind of like a tight fit to where this popped right out. But then after the bolt was on the back of that side, I still had to wiggle this around just to get this off a little bit. But so after that, I got everything loosely placed. I tightened this first, then I tightened that, and then I tightened these all the way. I had already kind of like placed these in hand tight, and then I tightened them up. And so now it's ready to put the side cover back on and the saddlebag. So I'll go ahead and do that. Starting with the side cover. This is what it looks like. It's got 3 tabs that are gonna go inside of these 3 areas right here. And you're gonna make sure you're not hitting anything. You wanna have that peg down. And normally you use 2 hands when you do this. So I lined up my top hole there, and they just kind of push in place. Just that easy. like that. One hand even, right? So after that, I can go ahead and put my peg back up so I'm not bumping into it. And I'm just gonna go ahead and do my saddlebag now. One thing that I like is how this is zip tied up here. That's perfect. And this lines up with how the bag unplugs. So you loosen these, you put your knee against the bag right here, and then I close and lock my top and lean this over. And then to unplug this, you push this in and pull out. Not very hard to do. See, it gives a little bit right there. So you give to unlock it in place and then just pull, and it just plugs in the same way. You don't have to push that to plug it in. You just push till you hear it clip in place. All right, so I'm doing the cameraman trick. And then watch your tools. If I trip and fall, it's gonna be epic because I'm literally holding the saddlebag and the phone. So excuse my error right here first. But what I wanted to show you is, so now you can kind of sit the bag down right here. I still have it locked and closed, but I'm gonna push it in place with my knee. And I just wanted to show you that this is where it just plugs into right there. It's not lined up now because I'm not using two hands, but I'm just gonna kind of try and do it with the phone in my hand. There we go. So it's lined up. Push this back a little bit. And you know it's up top because these wings go inside of the wing indents right there. Plug in. Now, just like on the old school bikes, you open this and go ahead and line the bike up and then just kind of screw these in place. All right, so I'm put the phone down. The camera back on, I'm just showing you that these are tightened up like this. And one good practice is to always, after so many miles, check your bags and make sure that these are tight. There's been a few YouTube videos where I saw people riding and their bag was on the side of the road after it fell off. Now, I know that there's a method because these click. I always turn till they stop, but that's probably not even the proper way to do it. So if somebody could comment as to how many turns or when you're supposed to stop, then let us know in the comment section because I don't know the answer to that question. All right, and so just like that, it is back together, and you want to do the same thing on the other side. So as you can see, this bar curves out and over and down. And man, I'm looking at it. I probably should have tried that. I probably should have tried the other bar before I put this back together. I'm not gonna do it on the other side. It's too late. It's on there now. I've already used the part. But it's got me wondering if that could be used. I'm very curious. But, oh well. Somebody else is gonna have to figure it out for YouTube. I don't know. It's a day late and a dollar short, right? So you have plenty of space right there. So, these would actually probably stick out further, I think. I can't remember, but I'm actually gonna go downstairs and get my other one for the left side, and I'm gonna try it just for informational purposes. Cause man, that would save some money. Well, let's see if this pole is even shorter or the same size. Oh man, it's looking like it's the same size. Wow. All right, guys, I'm gonna be checking that out. All right, so I went to go get the left side bar, and I'm gonna loosely mount it on here just to see if the saddlebag will fit. And then I'll be able to tell you guys. I'm not taking it apart, but at least I'll save you some money if it does fit. Wow. Wow. Well, guys, so this was the saddlebag guard that was on Grady, the 21 Road Glide non-CVO. And it fits. It's loosely mounted on there, but it doesn't obstruct anything. Opening and closing the saddlebag. It fits on, like, all the parts line up, and I'm just trying to see the difference, like how far it sticks out. So this side sticks out about this far, and It's about this close, about finger close to the opening. That's about finger close to the opening. Dang, could have saved myself some money. That's the shape on this side. That's the shape on that side. This sticks up higher. So maybe, yeah. So this sticks up higher so it protects this high part of the saddlebag. But, man, so that's the only, all right, so that's the angle there. And yeah, so nah, it doesn't go up high enough. So, I mean, you could put it on there if it falls. It's not gonna protect this area high enough. It doesn't stick out. It doesn't stick out far enough, but I mean, it does fit. But it's not gonna protect high enough up here, I don't think. I don't know. So yeah, that's the angle right there. And, but then shoot, that's the angle right there. So I don't know. So this is still unprotected up to about like right here. And shit, I mean, shoot, it's about the same. So, man, things fit. Well, I just saved y'all some money. I think if you spend this much on a CVO, you could spend another $350 on bars. But I think these, even if you have to buy these bars, they're about, I think they're about $100 cheaper. But if you can get them off of somebody's 2021 limited, then they work. Matter of fact, if you want to buy mine, hit me up on Gmail. I'll send you mine for, actually, no, I might need mine for Grady. I mean, I have these bags on for Grady, but if something happens and I tear the fairing up, then I'll need those again. But I don't know. If you guys need them and you want to try it on your 23 CVO, hit me up and Gmail, we could work a deal. But go with the recommended and, you know, I don't know. Don't risk it. Don't chance it. I mean, you should be dropping your bike anyway. If you just want to put some bars on, they fit. All right, $150, Gmail, chrisglides@gmail.com. All right, so I took my the other guard off so I could put the one that's supposed to go on there. And just to let you know, so like where this is gonna connect, this is also the part that holds on the shock adjustment right there. So the bolt is gonna go, the bolt and washer is gonna go on the outside of that, then this, and then that connects to the body there. So just, you know, just letting you know that. I'm gonna go ahead and just loosely sit this on. And then I'm gonna go ahead and up top put my screw on just to hold it in place. And then I'm gonna go ahead and work my other parts. All right, so you already seen me do most of this on the other side, and I was gonna go ahead and end it. But I just wanted to show you that the adjustment knob here is gonna go on the outside, like I mentioned before, the washer, and then that's a little tight fit there. So what I had to do was I took my socket, because you have the belt right here, it's really close, and it'll fit with the little short one like this, like there, and you're just gonna hold it in place so you can tighten from the other side, okay? That is the only thing that you need to know about tightening on this side. Once it's tight, saddlebag goes back on. With plugging this back in, you put your side panel on first, then the saddlebag. And after all the saddlebag and plugging everything screwed in tight, you go ahead and scoop the seat in, put the bolts on for the seat, then put the second part seat if you want to, you know, ride with or without it. It's up to you. But that's it. And so I will show you what it looks like when I'm finished. So I want to save some people a little bit of frustration because on this two-part seat, it's a little bit different. Basically what it does is it hinges in to like the areas right here, okay? So it's gonna, on this design, on this seat design, it's gonna hook in here first and then swing around to connect. Hook in there first to the right and then swing around to connect like that and then bolt on the back. On this one, it just goes straight in and then bolts. So I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. I'm gonna remove it. And I'm dropping stuff. See that little hook right there? So you're gonna hook it to the right first and then straight forward. So that's how that goes. And then, you know, of course, it will line up right here, and then that's when you put the security tab in. But just to save you a little bit of frustration, because I kept pushing it forward, I'm like, what's going on? But it actually hooks on the right, slides in to the other part. All right, so just like that, everything is together. Do a little walk around, put all my tools back. These are the bolts that are there so that you can use with the new system and replace the old ones. And so Storm is all back together, and we have the guards on. I'm not sure which bike I'm gonna use for the class that's offered by Robert Simmons, Be the Boss of Your Motorcycle. I haven't really learned really well the friction and the throttle by muscle memory. It is easier to like shift on this bike. It's a little smoother, but I'm used to, my muscle memory goes back to the throttle point and, not throttle point, but the friction zone, the throttle where I can rev it and kind of get going, my, how far I need to be pressed in on the brake on this bike and all those things. So I'm very familiar more so with Grady. So I may do the course with Grady. I could do the course with this one now, since I have the guards on the bike. I always see people dropping the bike in the video, but I'll run them damn cones over before I drop my bike. So hopefully I don't jinx myself, but yeah, I will run them cones over before trying to drop an expensive bike. But so anyway, the power and the loudness of Grady would definitely be good for the course, because in the course they teach you about, you know, releasing the throttle, and then not releasing the throttle, releasing the clutch, and giving power to the rear wheel, and holding the brake in. And he talks about, there's a section that he talks about keeping it loaded. Well, anyway, that's off topic from what we're doing today. What we're doing today was the install for the saddlebag protection bars, and hopefully you found this video useful. If so, send it to a friend. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. And that's gonna do it for this episode of Chris Glides. And well, I used to say Chris Glides and Low Rides, but now it's just Chris Glides because the Low Rider's gone for now until I can get me another one. But that's gonna do it for this episode of Chris Glides, and I will see you soon. I have some videos to do some editing too, and I'll be putting them out there shortly. So thank you guys for watching, and see you guys next time.